Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah. Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah podcast.
Crux proper.
Crux, yeah podcast, dude. Like we were talking about, man. Fucking my weird sound.
Yeah.
I don't know why, dude. Since I was like a little kid, whenever I'm doing something, it's just fucking. I just do that. I don't know why.
Do you think you might have been a cat in a previous life?
It might be a fucking cat, or it might be just a reaction to just getting fucking. You know.
I like to believe in reincarnation, and I think you might have been a cat, like a feisty one, not a house cat. You would like a street cat for sure. That'd probably explain your youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an alley cat, you turn into an alley kid, but you straighten your life out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, do you believe in reincarnation at all?
I believe in carnies.
They are real.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're as dangerous as they look, but you don't want to be around them.
Yeah.
You like carnivals?
If you have sex with a carny more than once, then you're in carny.
Oh, yeah.
So.
What are the chances of that, though? You know, because they're moving town to town. You really you have to chase them around like Motley Crue in the 80s or something. You know, you have to really go out for it. Oh, yeah. I mean, have you ever had sex with a carny?
No, not that I know of.
Would you want to?
It might have been off-duty carny, and I just didn't know.
Ooh. They have a look and a smell to them, I'm betting.
That's why she smelled so bad.
Do you ever wonder how people end up in the carnival?
No.
It's never crossed your mind. Isn't it such an interesting job?
This is the thing. I've had friends who have done the whole thing where not carnivals necessarily, but they travel around to different state fairs and sell like cookware. I had a couple friends who sold cookware like at the see like county fair where they're like, check this out, it's amazing, it's nonstick. Look at this, you could fucking take a bulldozer at it won't break. You know, like all those crazy things.
The Uncle Rico stick.
You could drop this off the Empire State Building and it won't shatter.
Yeah, you could beat your wife to death with this.
You could beat her to death, dude. Wipe it off and you give it to your next wife to get in the kitchen
and get her to cook with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what that did to somebody?
And show her, hey, this is what could happen.
Medium rare. Well done.
Dude. So what's it called? No, I have not met any carnies. They sold cookware. I had another friend who would do the same thing, state fair to state fair, selling hot tubs.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do they end up in those jobs? That's
you get hired. Look, so a lot of them are based out of big hubs, right? Like LA, for example, right? Like that's where the company's based out of. But like the way you make money is you go on the road and you demo these things to people and all over the country.
So traveling salesman hasn't died yet. It's just in the form of
traveling
carnivals.
salesman is many forms. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the carny thing, that's a fucking identity, bro. Because that's not just that's like you are the thing. Like you're part of the part of the organization. You got your rides, you got your little hit the bottle with the bottles of milk with the balls.
The game people, the ride people.
Yeah.
You think these like fraction themselves off? Like you remember in high school you'd have the jocks, you had the popular girls, the band geeks. Do you think it's like that in the carnival? Like when they have their lunches or dinners, like they're separated like the carnival game guys, you have the ride attractions. Do you think it's separated like that, or do they think they're like one big happy family?
Yeah, are you working on a bit right now?
No.
Is this a carny bit for you?
I'm just talking.
I was like, are you just trying to casually bring this up in conversation?
No,
dude?
I hate when people do that.
Yeah, try something out just to see.
Drives me crazy. No, I fucking hate that.
I'm sorry. I won't do that again. I'm sorry.
You've never done it to me, have you? I don't think you have. I actually haven't talked to you outside of the podcast in a while. I haven't seen you. Where you been? Dallas?
I've been around, dude. I've been around, Fucking I had to
It's a very vague answer.
I had a bad thing happen last week, bro. I had to miss for those listeners out there, I had to miss last week because so much shit was going on, dude. Wife was out of town. I had shows. I had so much fucking shit. I had a guest. There was a cancellation. No big deal. Then I was just kind of like, I did have like half a day where I could have rescheduled somebody and still done the podcast. But I was just like, dude, fuck it. I spaced and that period passed. I'm like, dude, I don't have any more time this week. So sorry, folks. But we're back in full effect.
Yeah, they were crying.
Marc Plata.
There's petitions going on online. If you haven't seen the hatred yet, they're like, we need another Crux Yeah podcast. I think they started to attack the Capitol again, but they didn't make it that far.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah,
they weren't mad about the money going to Ukraine. They were mad about Crux Yeah being late 1 week.
Dude, I knew there was something, bro.
Yeah, people always want to say it's Ukraine, but we know the real thing. It's a late episode.
Yeah, I heard a lot of foreigners crying.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
I think they do that often. I think
they cry about everything, bro.
Yeah.
We don't have water. We don't have,
Yeah, you
how
keep
shelter
forcing your American way of life in my village. I don't want that, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, fucking get over it, bro.
Get a job. Don't you like a 40-hour work week? You just want to lay in the sun all day?
So, for those who don't know, right before we turn the cameras and the recording gear on, you have a surprise.
I do have a surprise.
An on-air unveiling
we're doing
of
on air.
surprise?
So this is my third time, I think, being on here, right?
Yeah,
and,
third time.
2 episodes ago, you had Diego and Brian on here.
Yeah.
First timers.
Mochi donuts.
They brought you mochi donuts.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's nice.
Brian's first time, Diego's second.
Okay.
But still.
Okay.
First time together.
First time together. And they brought you a gift, and I was just like, I didn't even think about do that. And I was here once before, and that was my third time. I was like, I cannot be upstaged.
Oh my god!
By
dude.
these
You're so thoughtful.
newbies. No, it's not thoughtful. It's just a pure narcissism.
This ain't fucking thoughtful,
no,
bro.
This is pure ego stroke right here. They brought you a nice, what is it, Korean? What is it?
Mochi donuts, bro. I think mochi's Japanese.
Is Japanese?
I think.
It's a nice
it's definitely
Asian treat, right? And I was just like, what can I do? I know. I'll bring you a nice American treat.
Oh, shit.
You ready?
Hell yeah, dude. This is from your culture.
Water.
This is from your culture right here. The American culture.
My American culture, because you don't pin down my actual culture. All right.
Oh,
do you want me to dump
folks.
it out, or you want to pick?
Dude, whatever you want to do. Okay,
you know
we got a, for those listening, we got a black bag, like a porn shop, nondescript black bag. You know,
you know the ones. All right.
Liquor store black bag.
Stick your hand in there.
What is this, Halloween?
Just yeah, trick or treat, buddy. An
shit.
American delicacy right there.
Oh yeah, dude! Look at that!
Cakes.
Look at that! Let's show the folks at home. Look at that fucking zebra cakes right here.
Pie.
For those of you who can't see, we got some genuine Americana right here. Some horrible
little Debbie snack cakes. I think this has caused a lot of diabetes across the U.S. You know.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I can't let them beat us.
And this is where you're going to plug your cause.
My cause,
diabetes
yes.
awareness.
No, I want more kids to be fat.
Oh, okay. So diabetes spread.
Spreading.
This is hashtag spread.
For a second there, I was really upset about like how big kids were getting. And I was like, this is not good. This is not okay.
Yeah.
But then I realized with the amount of like school shooters happening, I was like, the fatter these kids are, they won't be able to be active shooters.
Yeah.
The fattest kid will be an inactive.
Yeah. So just get them fat.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
Exactly.
Good or bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm
with it.
Thank you. I was like, I'm a cause, and if you want to join, get your kids fat, your nieces and nephews fat, just $1. And that's 300 calories right there.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah. An American delicacy.
So are these your personal favorites of the fucking gas station fatty snack
If I ever
foods? decide
to like be a real piece of shit, it'll be a zebra cake. Yeah.
Okay. So zebra cake. So I think mine, honestly, if I had to pick, I think mine is the fucking Zingers.
Oh,
that's my favorite.
Those are pretty good.
The yellow.
Oh, you like the yellows?
That's what they are. They're yellow.
But they have them in chocolate sometimes.
Well, no, it's the yellow frosting though.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Those are Zingers.
Yeah,
right?
they come in 3. They have the yellow, you have the chocolate, and then there's a red. I think it might be red velvet. What they call red velvet. I think it's just red food dye. Let's be honest here. But yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about moon pies?
I don't like the fact that it further portrays the fact that we landed on the moon, because we didn't. Like, we just got a piece of moon dessert. But I don't like that. That being said, I do enjoy a nice moon cookie. You know?
Do you?
Yeah, I do. It's a rare delicacy. They're not good. It's like a really bad graham cracker with marshmallows.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah.
They're definitely weird.
I think I'm just holding on to my childhood vision of it, you know? Like I used to love those, because I used to be fat, you know? But
did you?
Yeah, I used to
Did we talk about this?
You talked about you being fat.
Middle school, there was like a year where I was a fat little chub.
Yeah,
little
but you
chubster.
had the goodness of going to the same school as your friends.
Yeah. You didn't?
So I did not. I moved around schools quite a bit. So in middle school, I was fat. 9th grade, I met new people, and I was just like, I can't be fat around these new people.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, no. And then I met
can't be new fat.
No. And then there's new girls, so you can't just like use old personality. You got to be spruce it up. So I stopped eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I went the Kelly Ripaway. I just like, no, we're not doing it. No food.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So did you do like a heavyweights kind of summer thing?
Yeah. Probably Tony Perkins heavyweights, not the fat kids. I was all on board, not eating.
Hell yeah, bro.
But, it's a traumatic time. But, but now everybody gets to deal with what we had to, with my agenda that I'm pushing.
That is true.
Little Debbie snack cakes here for everybody.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, dude. The Zingers. I'm pulling up Zingers right now. I thought, okay, my bad. I thought it was only yellow.
No. See, and this is how I know I'm fatter than you are, because I know.
Right? You knew about that shit. That's good.
Yeah.
So there's pink, there's chocolate.
Oh, it's called raspberry. It's a raspberry.
But I thought they had the fucking chocolate combo though, the yellow top with the chocolate.
I mean, they might have been had that
Maybe
like a
not
special
anymore.
release.
Fuck, I thought it was Zinger. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it was white, like cream, and that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm tripping about that. Maybe there was never like a chocolate cake. But this is Hostess. I feel like Hostess and Little Debbie, it's like Bloods and Crips, right?
Yeah, very much.
It's very much Pepsi and Coke.
Exactly.
Little Debbie, what do they got in their gang? They got the rolls, Swiss rolls, right?
They have Swiss rolls. Yeah, they have Nutter Butters.
Those are Little Debbie?
Yeah, those are Little
Nutter
Debbie.
Butters.
Yeah, Nutter Butters are Little Debbie. And what else is there? There's a lot of, man, they have a lot. They have Cosmic Cakes. They have Star Crunch. They have little strawberry cream rolls, which are delicious, but they're not. One roll, I'm sure it's like 300 calories.
I'm sure, bro. I'm trying to pull up the list.
Oh, is it Nutty Buddies or Nutty Butters?
Nutty Buddies. Oh, that's what I was saying. Nutter Butters. Those are the cookies. Nutty Buddies. Okay,
Nutty
yeah,
Buddies.
the bars, like those peanut butter bars.
Not a fan of the naming.
They were okay.
No.
Okay.
I enjoy it. The name, though, Nutty Buddy, it just sounds to be inappropriate when you get older.
So Nutty Buddy, we got Star Crunch. Oh, yeah, that fucking like diarrhea hardened fucking rice cakey thing.
Yes.
That's right. And then fucking, okay, this is a Hostess ripoff right here, though, bro. These fucking chocolate cupcakes.
Look, you know what? It's called competition, okay? It's called capitalism.
What are you, the fucking Little Debbie lobbyist?
I am.
Well, it's a free market. We can free.
You see what I brought us here? I didn't bring us Hostess. I brought the good
Hey, you're
stuff.
right. Oh, my God. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, this is all Little Debbie.
Folks, this is a Little Debbie's podcast right here, bro.
From here on out, Little Debbie is the way. She is the new, what is the Statue of Liberty in this country? Just one big
statue.
Yeah, it's a big statue of this country. It's what this country represents. It's cheap food, high calories.
That's right.
Losing a foot.
That's exactly right.
Foot,
losing a fucking foot, pulling a Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah, exactly. What is a foot anyway? You know? Yeah, they have.
What's your favorite, dude? You know what's so funny? So, like, have you ever dove? Have you ever dove? Have you ever dived
first into?
Have you ever dove? I don't fucking know.
Have you ever dived into? Dived.
Is it?
I think dived.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
ED.
I'll tell you what, my mom listens to this fucking podcast and she's a grammar Nazi. So I guarantee you I'm going to get a text like tomorrow afternoon going like, just so you know, it's Doven or whatever the fuck.
So your mom talks to you?
Sometimes.
Small flex.
Sometimes, as long as my payment goes through.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's it called? What were we fucking saying? Have you ever checked out some Patrice stuff?
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites.
So dude, my favorite track, it's so funny. So do you ever listen to Bobby Kelly's podcast? You know what, dude?
No.
Okay. So he was like part of that core group that like came up, like they were good friends, like Patrice, Bill Burr, him, whatever. Mm-hmm. So they'll always talk about, and they used to do like once a year, they do like in remembrance of Patrice when it was like the anniversary of his death or whatever. So they get together with like a bunch of like Jim Norton, him, like all the comics that were friends with him. Mm-hmm. And he pulled up a couple different excerpts from his albums to like show like the highlights and why they thought they were good and what made him so great and what made his albums unique.
Yeah.
And one of them is the fucking Tolu track. You ever heard Tolu?
I couldn't tell you. I just know some of the jokes. Yeah.
They pick that track from one of his comedy albums. Because that shit, and it's so by coincidence, because that was my favorite, dude. That shit, I just howl laughing at that all the time, dude. Because he just, it's because he doesn't plan on it. It's not like it's not one of his written bits where it's like written material.
Oh, God.
It's where he's trying to do crowd work, and then he just is like, hey, what's your name, brother? And the guy's like, Tolu, and he's like,
oh, I remember.
Tolu.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
And he just goes off, bro.
Dude, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a real good one.
Dude, so good.
Yeah.
That shit had me like I love stand-up comedy, obviously. I love stand-up comedy albums and specials. I will watch them. Even if I think something's really hilarious, like I'll just sit there and appreciate it or like chuckle a little bit.
Yeah.
That shit, dude, dying fucking laughing. Dying laughing, dude.
He had a gift, man. Cause he was really one of the best in my opinions, you know.
Yeah, and in tribute to him, here, let's get back to the snack cakes.
Oh, yeah.
So we got zebra cakes.
Oh, pinwheels were...
Pecan. I remember these fuckers, the Little Debbie pecan spin wheels.
Yeah, the spin wheels. I used to eat one end, like hold it and then unroll it and eat it like a fruit roll up. That's how fat.
Fruit by the foot.
Like a fruit by the foot. Yeah. That's how I would do it.
Sounds good. I love fruit by the foot.
Dude, I love fruit by the foot too.
And fruit roll ups. Dude, sometimes I go on, like I got a big craving.
Yeah.
They sell these packs at the store of the trifecta.
3 and 3?
Gusher, roll up, and foot.
Dude.
So you got Gusher roll up foot. I just fucking shoved that whole sugary, shitty mess.
You ever think about
in my mouth?
making a joint, like out of the gushers, put the gushers inside the fruit roll-up, and then roll it up, and then use
shit.
the fruit by the foot to tie it up, and just really bite into that bad boy.
my God, bro.
I'm afraid of becoming fat.
That sounds so good.
And this is what goes through my mind. It's like, oh, fat
Dude,
things.
that sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a... Fuck. That one dessert that I can't fucking think of. It sounds like... Maybe. That's not what I'm... You know what I'm thinking of? It's not even a real dessert. I just go to my head. So The Simpsons, when fucking Homer makes the out of this world moon waffles, where he literally takes a stick of butter and wraps the waffle around it and eats it. That's it. Just brought to my head. It reminded me of the fruit roll up version of that. The fruit by the foot version of that.
Dad, my heart hurts. Keep eating.
Yeah, keep eating. Okay, so we got peanut butter crunch birthday. I remember these fuckers. Yeah. Birthday. We got raisin cream pie.
I never had one of those. Those fancy cakes. I had a
those
niece.
look like old lady cakes.
My niece had turned, I think, 21, and she didn't want to make a big deal out of it. So we got her 2 boxes of that, made a cake, and then put candles in it because she was being difficult. And that's what happens. You don't want a special birthday? I buy you a little Debbie.
Shit,
what I
dude.
do.
Fancy, dude. Some of these are pretty pornographic, though. I got to be honest, dude. Raisin cream pies, fancy cakes, devil creams.
Devil creams, dude. Oh yeah.
Devil squares. Okay. Peanut butter cream pies.
Never had one of those. I don't think but the zebra cakes are fucking.
Some of these titles didn't age well, bro.
No.
Spin wheel.
Cherry pie.
Cherry pie.
Fudge round is great.
Oh, so this is like those pies. Okay.
Yeah, I mean everybody has those.
Everybody has those.
Thing, yeah.
Fudge rounds.
Oh, the donut sticks.
Ooh, I remember these.
Those are
I had these my fat kid year, dude. I ate a whole half a box of these.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot. How did you feel afterwards?
Fine, because I was fucking 12.
You know what? I would say, I'm going to surprise you with something. When I was at that age, I had eaten a whole box of Go-Gurt. Do you know what Go-Gurt is?
Yeah, I got sick from one of those. It was expired.
Just one?
It was expired.
Okay, I ate a whole box of it, and I felt like dog shit the whole day, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like, why do I feel? But I ate a whole box. Like looking back as an adult, like that's why, stupid. Like you ate Go-Gurt. You didn't even save anybody anything for your siblings. You just had the whole box.
Dude, I'm sure Go-Gurt has like 50,000 grams of sugar in it too.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling too hot after that one, but I've learned my lesson since then. I don't.
Fig bars, okay, they're straight up biting shit, bro. Little Debbie's has fig bars. What the fuck?
Sorry, are you in charge of the fig community? Can nobody else?
How much are they paying you? Seriously, bro. Like every time I say anything remotely critical about Little Debbie, you're like, hey, bro, why don't you try to make some snack cakes? Why don't you start a multinational corporation that's worth over $20 million?
Yeah, I didn't pay for these. This is just my paycheck from Little Debbie. That's it. Maybe in little snack cakes.
Oh, I didn't even make that connection because I'm so tired. I thought you were saying like I stole these, bro. No. I don't care. Like I thought you were like I didn't pay for these. Dude, I fucking just walked.
I did buy these in the hood.
Okay.
And I could have stolen them. It would have made more sense to do it.
What's the hood here? What's in Fort Worth? What's the hood?
I stopped in South Fort Worth, which is East
Seminary.
Berry Street.
What about Seminary?
Seminary's pretty
Close.
bad too. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I got a flat tire over there, bro. I had to spend. Nothing happened to me or anything like that, but it's just a depressing ass area. I had to spend like 4 hours outside the fucking Jack in the Box right there. I was just like, Jesus Christ, dude.
It's not a great area to
I hate being in areas like that.
Yeah.
Not just because I'm like, oh my God. It's like, dude, I've been in a million areas like that. Not to say like, oh, I can handle I'm just saying I didn't feel threatened. It's just depressing.
Yeah.
Like areas are shitty for a reason. Like they're not cool to look at.
They get looked over a lot, and they're just like, oh, okay, and it just comes into a slum of sorts. But yeah, that's where I got them. And this is one of the only places you can find them besides like a grocery store. They have it just single wrap like this because they want people in the hood to be fat. And I was like,
I think it's more cheap. It's cheap shit.
Yeah. They want people in the hood to be fat and poor.
Yeah.
And having a whole bunch
Do
of
you think
sugar
it's that they want that, or do you think it's just people end up that way because they're just given shitty options and it's the cheapest shit? Dude, a gallon of fucking ice cream costs like $1.50. But if you want to try to get some like
ice cream are you buying? That's $1.50.
There are ice creams, brother.
I can't even trust your judgment on ice cream. That's $1.50.
Okay, maybe not $1.50, but like it's cheap.
Yeah, okay.
It's cheap. And if you try to buy some like vegetables,
I will say not Bluebell, because Bluebell's like $6 a whole gallon or half gallon, and that's not okay, Bluebell.
Okay, is that your part-time lobby?
I'm just not happy with them. Like I
like that ice cream, bro.
It's
and
really
it's
good.
only it's Texas. You don't get that anywhere else. So
they almost went out of business because of the.
Whoa, did they?
They had a listeria poisoning and
fuck.
Yeah, so I think someone died or almost died. Not a bad way to die for a Texan, I would say. It's probably one of the best ways. But after that, they had to shut down their plant. They couldn't get back, and one of the richest families in the city of Fort Worth decided to give them a good amount of money. Are you reading the
Go-Gurt? I wanted to see how much sugar's in Go-Gurt.
Oh,
bro.
don't do this to me. It says only like.
But this is now, bro. This isn't fucking 2000s, 90s fucking facts, bro.
I didn't save the box.
I bet it was like 30,000.
Yeah, I mean, this right here, like alone, this is 39 grams of sugar, included 38 grams. So it's 39, 38. I don't do maths a lot, but that sounds well over 60%. 70%.
Yeah, I don't think it was always. Oh, look at this, bro. Look at this. Wait. Oh, what is this? What is this? Is this Go-Gurt?
Yeah, I think that's Go-Gurt.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. So this says fucking 22 grams of sugar.
That's more like
3 tubes. Serving size 3. Who's eating 3 tubes as a serving size of this shit?
That's a lot. I mean, I'm telling you, they want us to be fat and dumb. Like that is the agenda here.
I don't get. Oh, per tube. Okay, per tube 7 grams of sugar, and then per serving, which is 3 tubes, 22 grams. I don't understand how they come up with that. Like, you need to eat 3. I guess that's the equivalent of a cup of yogurt.
I guess so. I don't know. But if you're buying this for your kids, do you love them?
Dude, it's just fucking weird. It's like they tried to make something that's not really for kids for kids.
Yeah.
They're like, let's put it in a fucking tube and just fucking
add some sugar
splooge
to
it in there. Yeah.
Let me tell you, as a child, I really did love it.
Yeah, because they marketed well, bro. Yeah. They had cool skaters and all kinds of shit. Yeah. And they were like, Go-Gurt.
That's exactly why I started smoking. Joe Camel was just like...
Because of Go-Gurt?
Yeah, I wanted to be a camel.
Yeah, he was cool.
He was a cool
Joe Camel was cool. Plus Camel Cash. That was my dad's brand. He was a camel guy. Yeah, so there was Camel Cash all over, and I told him to save it and collect it.
Is that worth anything nowadays?
Now I don't know.
I wonder if that is because there was a catalog that came with it, right?
Yeah,
you could get stuff out of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a leather jacket, a Joe Camel leather jacket.
I'm sure, dude.
Only imagine.
And the Marlboro Miles, same thing.
Yeah, that's so cool. Smoking used to be cool. What do you get now? Just a vape?
Now you just get cancer. That's it.
Lame.
That's fucking it.
Country full of pussies nowadays.
Yeah,
just like sad. Just sad.
Collect your Camel Cash like a fucking man.
Smoke cigarettes and don't die.
Yeah.
What's always weird is when someone who smoked their whole life and doesn't get lung cancer, but dies from something else.
Well, so the thing that people say, and this is just what I hear is...
Let's hear your lobbyists.
Well, first of all, it's a highly disputed fact. This is a land of a free choice.
That's it.
Okay, so supposedly a lot of people say most cancers are the biggest thing about it is the genetics or what kind of predispose you to having a certain kind of cancer or dying from a certain kind of cancer. But people who don't have those in their bloodline still get it, like lung cancer, heart disease, diabetes, like things still happen to people for sure.
Yeah.
So that's not like a hard, fast rule, but generally speaking, a lot of cancers are genetic. Generally, that's what I hear. That's what they say.
This
is the same they that flood the hood with
fatty deliciousness. Yeah. I don't trust them, but I also don't smoke because I don't want to risk it.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
I when I drink, but I stopped drinking.
You're one of those people.
I enjoy like a good menthol cigarette when I'm drinking. I don't know. There's something about why. Does that bother you?
No.
You had this look in your face,
I have it's
smoking purist.
It's not disdain. It's envy.
What?
Because fucking Dave Disdain. Because I don't know why that popped in my head.
Hilarious.
Dude. But fucking it popped in my head because it's envy. Because dude, my whole adult life being a smoker, because I quit in 2015, right? And I haven't had a cigarette since then. I quit for 5 years, a few years before that, but like it was like years on, years off, years off. This time I was like, dude, fucking I gotta quit. I'm not getting any younger. I don't want to be a fucking middle-aged smoker. You know what I mean?
They don't look good.
And this is my thing. This is the reason why I did it. Because I'm not a middle ground guy. Pretty much with anything, cigarettes included. I'm either a fucking pack a day plus or I don't smoke. Like can't. And the reason I say envy is because I'd have friends all the time, bro, that are like fucking have a cigarette, throw them in the glove box, forget about them.
Yeah.
Have one maybe a month later.
Yeah.
It's cool, bro. Take a couple. I forgot it was even in there. I always try to convince myself I'm that guy, and I'm not. I'm not. So that's why like people were like, when I drink and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, that's got to be cool.
I can see why that's upsetting to you.
It's envy. Because I'm like, God damn it, why can't I do that? You know, with smokes.
It's just genetics, right? I guess I would assume that has to be a part.
Okay.
I assume.
Okay.
I'm trying to be a smart ass. Trying to say maybe that's what it is. I have no idea. I have a friend he's the same way. He's like, because he'll go sober for a good amount of time and then he'll just go back to partying. But he knows if he's going to do it, he has to do it all or nothing. And so he's just like, well, now I'm on.
Yeah.
Now I'm off. So, yeah.
Well, that's another thing, like being sober, that like a lot of people, this happened the other day, like, and it happens all the time, like where like people will say to me, they'll ask like, you know, questions about like sobriety or like being in AA or some shit like that. And dude, I've been sober so long. First of all, like people talk about like, dude, people in fucking like AA or NA or whatever the fuck, like they're so annoying because like they like to tell you, and I 100% agree, bro. New sober people are fucking annoying. Oh yeah. Even I'm annoyed by that shit. And I was this way too when I was new. Because you tell everybody, it's like being a fucking open micer in your first week of doing comedy. It's like you're fucking like, hey, like a fucking puppy, right? And everybody's like, yeah, just fucking settle down. Like, dude, I agree. Because everybody's like, well, I'm sober. It's like, dude, I try to avoid telling people because I just don't want to get into it. I don't want to have 20 questions. So I agree. And like people ask me about that shit all the time and like different aspects of it. And I tell people straight up, like, dude, most people don't need that extreme level of sobriety. Like most people don't need to go to AA just because maybe you got a little off the handle or a little out of control with alcohol, or maybe you did like a little too much coke or something, or you did too many drugs. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to be sober for the rest of your life and abstain from drugs and alcohol entirely and go to Alcoholics Anonymous for 20 years. You might not have to do that. Most people don't. There are some people, I believe myself to be one of these people, that do need it because there's no middle ground, right? It's like, dude, I'm either not doing it or I have one thing of something and then I'm off to the races. Yeah. That is me. That's what I found to be the truth for me. And that's the truth for a lot of people. But I tell people all the time, they're like, you know, man, I don't think I need this thing. I'm like, you might not. Yeah. You might not.
And this has to be a hard position to be put in, because what if you say that to the wrong person and then comes down the road and you're like, oh, they did need this.
Well, you don't, that's the thing. You don't say you don't need this, go away. You just say, well, hey man, you might not. Yeah. Why don't you do this? Why don't? This is a good way to find out if this is something you need. If you need to be just completely stone cold sober and like work an actual 12-step program, if you want to put yourself through the test and kind of find out that, and this isn't my idea, this has been around for decades, like in AA and shit, go try to control it. Go out there, go to the bar, go to your dealer, whatever. Go try to just constructively and try some controlled drinking or using. Some people can do it. You know what I mean? So you go try and find out if you can, you know?
Yeah.
So
trial by fire, I would assume.
Trial by fucking fire.
That being said, I'm newly sober, and let me tell you, it's changed my life. Am I
off everything?
No, I'm just
everybody does that.
I just wanted to fuck with you.
Everybody does that, dude.
No, I did stop drinking for it's been like a month now. I stopped drinking just because I kind of think I needed it. You know, not that I was off the handles or anything, but people use it as a crutch, and I think I was doing that. And I was just like, I gotta go step away from this. So I'll eventually start drinking again, but I don't know when. You know.
Well, you need to set a date. You need to set goals for that.
Yeah. Well, I'll go on vacation in August, and I'm going to the beach, so I think I'm gonna get shit-faced there.
Where are you going?
Florida, Fort Walton Beach. Nothing fancy. I can't afford.
What is that? I don't know.
Okay.
Everybody out here goes to Florida. Yeah, that's why Florida is like a foreign thing to me.
It's the nicest beach that you can find around. It's like on part of the Gulf Shore. Like
so it's on the Gulf side.
Yeah, on the
west side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after the whole oil spill, I guess they put a lot of effort into cleaning it all up. Now the beaches are beautiful again. So
BP.
Yeah,
that was on the Texas side, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
where the oil is.
Yeah, Louisiana and Alabama. I got hit with some of it, but I don't know. It was years ago. I was still buying.
That was a decade ago. Dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm still buying gasoline from them. So like, who am I to complain about it? You know.
Where is a B? I don't even see BPs.
I think they sell their gas to other companies. I'm not 100% sure if they. I think there might be one or two stations, but I think they sell most of their gas to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seen a BP
I don't fucking keep up, you know.
British Petroleum, dude.
Yeah, the Brits are in everything, you know.
I want BA, Buy American.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Do you ever wonder like why people in America care so much about the British royal family and when they get married and stuff? Do you ever wonder like white people.
I didn't know
care.
they did. Do we?
They do. Like there's like our news stations and hard quotations on news stations. Like they'll like spotlight. And
I get
and then people will talk about it here, like as it's a big thing for us. Like, what the fuck do you care? Like, I don't quite understand why. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a big deal. I guess it's international news to a degree. I'm sure we're not the only country that covers it. Because, it's a fucking, they are, first world country. They're in the limelight. They used to run the world. You
don't think they still run the world? If we're still talking about them, they have like a strong influence on a lot of things.
They have a strong influence on 3 things.
On what is that? British
Bad
Petroleum?
teeth.
Okay. All right. You went straight for
the royal family and fucking tea.
Okay. All right.
That's it. 3 things.
That's all the
bro.
British got. Huh?
Do you like British comedy? It's very hard for me to get into.
I love Monty Python, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bean. I enjoyed watching that. There was a show.
That's sketch, though. We're talking about British stand-up comedy.
I think the only hour I ever watched was Eddie Izzard, and that was like a long time ago.
To be fair, I haven't given a lot of the comedians a chance, but the stuff I have seen, which isn't a lot, so I'm kind of being a little bitch here.
Give me an idea, because I really don't know a whole bunch of them.
I can't even tell you, dude.
Who did you watch? Do you remember?
No, I've just seen clips where people online go like, "This is fucking genius," and I love this guy, and then he's on there like, "A bit of two said to me, hey," and then everybody's like, and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened, bro? Maybe I'm too dumb. Maybe I'm too culturally fucking just off. But this made no sense to me. That was not funny. That was a guy talking to somebody. That's it.
I think a lot of their humor is way different than American humor. And I've always heard certain things. Like I watched Eddie Izzard when I was in high school, so I'm not 100% sure. But from what I understand, like they have like serious messages with I think a punchline thrown in sometimes. I'm not 100%.
It's a different style for sure. You have to kind of get accustomed to it.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Now, on the other hand, dude, a lot of Australian comedians, I feel like they're way more kind of like us. Like it's so their shit's like, this is good. Yeah.
British people.
Yeah. Trashy shit like us.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can relate to these
criminals.
motherfuckers. Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Do good. Never do anything.
Yeah, because it's like British comedians, like we said, we like, hey, he said spot a bit quid for me too, and I said more than off the two in the newspaper. Yeah, and then fucking everybody's like, oh shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? But then Australians like say this pussy at the bus stop, right? And I'm like, yeah, I understood that pussy bus. This guy rules, bro. Fuck yeah.
We have public transportation too, dude. It's crazy.
Dude, I understood that. Pussy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go watch some British comedy because I don't think I know enough. Like, I really don't. Like, I can't think of another. Besides Eddie Izzard, and I think he is British, but besides that,
yeah, I've heard I need to check it out because I gotta admit ignorance on that.
Yeah.
I'm talking on my ass because I'm talking about clips. I'm also talking, to be perfectly fair, I'm talking about a lot of this stuff is the praise of other people. That like say, and I'm like, I don't get this, and it's not like I'm trying to be like, well, I want to be different.
Yeah,
but it's more, I need to give shit more of a chance. The stuff I've seen though, I think I need to kind of buy into the style difference. I think that's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Fuck those Brits, dude. I have no respect for them. They have bad teeth and their tea. What was the other thing you listed? I'm just doing a callback.
The royal family.
Yeah, and their stupid royal family, that old bitch that refuses to die.
Do you know what? Out of all those little Debbie snacks, the most likely to be named by a Brit would be the devil creams. I feel like devil creams.
You have your devil cream there?
Yeah. You got a bit of devil creams.
Give me a bite of that devil cream there. That'd be
it's fucking British Satan after he fucking blows a load on your face. Like, you got a bit of devil cream on your face there.
Do you think the devil is British? I can see that. They fucked up
that's
a lot of
the
shit.
devil, the British devil. So there's different devil franchises.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, what do you think the American devil looks like? Do you think it separates between nationalities and like ethnicities here? Or
well, that depends. Is it the reinvented woke version of the American devil who's multicultural, multiracial? You can't tell what he is.
So sorry.
Yeah.
You did bad things to end up here. And,
it's not.
I'm not happy about it.
I'm going to have to take you out of your safe space. I'm sorry. It just has to be done. So please come with me. I won't touch you, but come on.
Keep a safe distance away. You've all been given stickers. Please put your pronouns on there, and I will do my best to remember them. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I don't even know, bro. What are we even talking about? We fucking ran off the road with that shit.
Fine. No, I was, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the whole pronoun thing. Like, I don't
Neither am I.
No,
I think it's okay. Look, if you want to participate in that, I'm not gonna put you down. Like that's I just think it's so funny now how there's that drop down box that pretty much every place has where it's like your name, your date of birth, your pronouns. It's like,
yeah. I want to clarify my statement. I'm upset that I'm not in high school during this because, I mean, for me, when I was in high school and I went to a small school, so it was a very small town, any type of homophobic behavior was seen as like almost rebellious action, right? So you could just do the smallest thing and you would just fuck with old people. And when you're young, all you want to do is just fuck with the authority at hand, right? And I think the majority of this pronoun stuff is just young kids fucking with old people. But the sad thing is there's older people who are taking it way too seriously. And I'm just like, I think that's my problem is like, they're forgetting what kids are like. And they're just like, we just got to take these kids serious. Like, I think they're fucking with you. If they're coming with you like 50 different pronouns each week, I think they might be messing with you. But like, no, we got to take them serious. I think that's the issue for me is that some adults have forgotten that kids are shitheads. And
and
they will take advantage of a situation like that. Because I know I would have. I did. I was an idiot. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, you know how you can look back at something that was made in like the early 2000s and you see people with like fucking frosted tips. Oh, yeah. And you're like, that's a fucking, look at that fucking douchey thing. Remember that shit? That used to be cool. Now it's
necklaces,
not.
Overplucked eyebrows, oversized clothes if you were doing the Superman.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a sign of the times. I guarantee you a lot of these people that are like, I go by they. They're not going to do that in 10, 15, 20 years. Or I got to say, dude, I think a lot of people that like are trans right now, they're not going to be. I think there's going to be a significant, some people are, that's really who they are. And it happens to be at a time when they feel comfortable to do it. And that's cool. That's great. I got nothing against that. If that's really your identity, you want to embrace that. As a person that feels like you're the wrong, person trapped in another body or whatever, and you want to be who you actually are, so be it. However, I do think that a large part of it is a trend. And I think there are going to be some people that are trans right now that in 5, 10, 15 years are not going to be anymore. They're going to untrans.
You know how like it's so funny to go on Instagram now and you see like emo kids who have grown up and then they'll make reels about like from their day job to like them singing MCR or something, like just like poking fun at them. Like, it was my life, but here I am. I think it's going to be like that in the future for them. Like, oh, this was just a phase, or was it just a phase?
Yeah. I think it's certainly not a phase for some people, but I think for a lot of people, it's a phase. They were like going in, like buying into a trend.
Yeah. I mean, because
I've bought into trends, not trends, but I've bought into trends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think people are guilty of it. Like, I bought Adidas shoes back when it was like first popular. I bought Fat Farms. Do you remember Fat Farms?
I remember Fat Farms.
I bought a pair of those. I thought these are going to be like the future, dude, but they weren't.
I wore Jinkos.
Oh, so did I. See, I made a big fit to my parents saying I had to have these pants.
I wore Echo.
I never wore that one. I never had that one.
Yeah, I like I wore Echo. I wore, like high school I was mainly like a metalhead stoner, so I wore a lot of band shirts and shit like that.
Okay, out of curiosity, what was the douchiest you've ever dressed?
Douchiest ever dressed?
In your opinion, like someone else might like it at that time, but looking back, you're like, I wish I didn't dress like that. That was probably the dumbest look
ever.
I already have mine queued up, and I'll give you a for example.
So I was like I said, like high school, like a lot of drugs. I was like stoner kid. I was like the kid who's like, it was cool to like get high. It was okay to drink and get high at my house, at my dad's house.
Joints in the back of the classroom, like that.
Not that extreme, but like it was like okay to get fucked up at my dad's house, and everybody knew that. So like I had a lot. I was like, I wouldn't say popular, but I definitely like I did well socially in high school because I was like the druggy stoner kid. I was also a musician. I played music. I was really fucking good at drums because I played drums for 8 hours a fucking day every day. So like, playing along to Slipknot, playing along to Pantera, playing along to Slayer. Yeah. Like I could rip on the drums. And I was also like, it was okay to drink and get high at my place. So I had a lot of friends they were all kind of like rap kids and like fucking rockers and goths and fucking, a lot of different people I was friends with because of drugs and alcohol.
Yeah. It brings
people together. There are
positive
positive sides to
fucking people together.
Yeah.
It really does.
So I was like, like anybody that knew me in high school would tell you like stoner metalhead. Like if you're like, hey, what'd you think of this guy? Stoner metalhead. Like that's the things that they would say. Right. Yeah. But then what happened, and coincidentally, when I started getting like harder drugs, I realized because like my first year of high school, I like got like a lot of attention from girls, like my first year, right? But I had short hair, was wearing regular clothes. When I started doing the whole, like, as I grew my hair out, it was long, wore fucking band shirts. I was like stoner. Plus I was always getting fucked up. I got some attention from girls, but it definitely like went the style of girl I got attention from changed.
Different. I think we might have lived the same high school life here, dude.
Bro, and the volume went down.
Yeah.
Then I was like, dude, my last year of high school, I graduated early, but I was still I was still hanging out with everybody because I was still the same age as them. So like then I switched. That's when I got some, because this is fucking Eminem was big and fucking like that whole like look was big. So like Echo, I got some Echo. Like this is a super long answer to your question. So I bought a bunch of Echo and all that stuff. I cut my hair. So then I was like super fucking.
How short did you cut your hair?
Kind of preppy hip hop-ish, right?
Okay.
Short. I got a regular guy haircut, right? So then girl came back. Like the volume, the quality, like everything just came back because I was like dressing. I was like normal. Quote unquote, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't being like a rock, even though like I thought looking that way, like a metalhead stoner was so cool. I was like, this is not, the girls apparently don't think so. So like, I had to change. So, dude,
there's something about that dirty, unkept, might bring a gun to school look that some girls just don't dig.
I thought it was so fucking cool.
Yeah, so did I. Now you put me in a predicament because my first one was in middle school. I can't remember the exact outfit, but I know I was wearing, I had Adidas shoes and I had bought an Adidas sun visor and I had the frosted tips and I wore the Adidas sun visor upside down and put my hair through it. So I look like I can only see myself it's like third person, like looking at myself then. I was like, hey, yeah, that was probably the dumbest outfit I've ever done.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that one.
There's always the thing. Yeah. So like the one that I'm probably the least proud of though is, so my mind was like totally fucked. Like when I got sober, like when I was 19, I was like going to college, like, and jumped right into it. Like, trying to like live like the college life, trying to be sober and stuff after I like went off the deep end and fucking did a bunch of hard drugs and shit. I was like, okay, let me get, my mom like let me move back in the house. I got sober. I was like, so my mind was totally fucked up because this was like right when I got sober after doing a bunch of hard drugs. So I was thinking like, man, like anybody that knows, like when you do heroin, when you do a lot of opiates, like your sex drive completely goes away. It's completely gone.
Could imagine.
Right? Especially when you're like strung out. So, fucking sober, all that shit gets out of my system. I'm 19. Dude, shit comes back with a fucking vengeance, dude. God. I'm going through a box of Kleenex every fucking day, dude. Just rip roaring it. Yeah. Dude, and I'm like fucking girls. So I go out, this girl that was a friend of mine, also like in the program, also in AA, she took me to the mall and like showed me like how to dress like hot, in her opinion. I don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. In hindsight, she put me in some of the douchiest, like fucking Abercrombie, fucking, what else? What other stores? Like American Eagle, Abercrombie, like all these fucking things. Like
where the guys were shirtless at the front door.
Yeah, and the shirts that I wore, like, and I was working out, like I was full on in. But dude, nothing's wrong with working out, but it was the clothing, bro. Like, so those outfits, dude, I don't know how many pictures there are of me from back then. Maybe like there's some old ass MySpace pictures.
I really hope we can find them, internet.
Seriously, dude, like, because dude, those outfits, some of those shirts and shit are the douchiest fucking things that I am ashamed of wearing. Yeah. Like, so to answer you, like, those are that period in time when I wore a bunch of that shit.
It's not fair, though.
Did you see that Abercrombie and Fitch documentary, by the way?
No, I didn't know they had a documentary.
It's on Netflix.
I was never let inside the store.
Yeah. Well,
they're like,
nah, dude, sorry.
Nah, yeah, I was in there a handful of times. I was friends with better looking people than I was, and they're like, it's like a club. Like,
yeah.
Get the ugly girl in there. I was like, oh, okay.
So, dude, I didn't fucking know this, bro. But like, okay, I knew a lot about, because like I shopped there. Obviously, anybody who's like in their 30s now or late 20s, I mean, Abercrombie, right? Yeah. It was super popular in the 90s, early 2000s,
yeah,
right?
Young kids. This is an old store it's actually still in Hewlin Mall.
It's still around. It just, they had to rebrand. They try to make it, but now it's weird and no one gets it. And no one cares. A shell of its former self.
Yeah. H&M is the future.
What's it called? Present. I'm going to show you this fucking shirt, bro. This,
is a current shirt?
So this is the thing. So in that documentary, because I don't want to have dead air or anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the documentary, I did not know this. So obviously I knew Abercrombie. It's like, surprise, surprise, the guy who fucking ran it and the guy who like took pictures of all these shirtless guys was gay.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I
would've guessed?
is that a fucking surprise? Like the store is like 90% fucking dudes with their fucking shirt off zoomed in. Like that's not a big surprise, right?
Yeah.
But what was a surprise? What the fuck is this? Okay,
Like finding out like the people who like dress supermodels are gay men, and like, oh, why are the supermodels always so tall and skinny? I was like, because gay men are dressing them. They like other gay men. You know, that's simple.
So that was not a surprise, and I knew that obviously they did selective hiring.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know to what degree they did selective hiring. Like it was pretty much like, dude, if you're not like attractive and white, like they didn't really want you there, kind of thing. And
like
the
polo.
hiring, pretty much, dude. In the hiring, they kind of fucking showed that to be pretty fucking true, man.
That's
like
hilarious.
kind of undisputed, which that was a bit surprising. But this thing that I want to show you was the most surprising to me.
A lower grade Ralph Lauren.
It was these shirts that they came out with that I didn't know they fucking had, that were straight up like, even for the time, like certainly by today's standards, they were fucking super racist, but even for the time, this shit would have been fucked up, bro.
Oh my God.
They had a shirt.
Something tells me it's not the Confederate flag.
No, they didn't go that way because that wouldn't be classy.
Not at all.
They didn't go that way. They did this
Skull and
fucking.
bones.
They did this fucking. Let me see. Is this it? Oh, this is it right here. They had a shirt. 2 Wongs don't make a white.
That is fucking crazy,
dude. Yeah, and it's like this little. This is the toned down version. They have one with like an Asian. This is it, like an Asian caricature. This was a real fucking Abercrombie and Fitch shirt. I had no idea, bro.
You know what the funniest thing about that to me is?
Two
is that
Wongs.
you know that was made in an Asian country, and then someone was stitching it together. And you're like, huh?
Yeah,
they
right.
just can't read American or English, and they're just like, what the fuck?
And then they had this other one, dude. I didn't even know about these, bro. And this was like,
dude.
There was a barely big protest about this
Back then.
Yes, back then.
Oh.
And there was like a Mexican one too. I'm trying to remember, see what it was.
Shit.
But it was fucking weird, dude. I had no idea about this. Is this it?
Wongs don't make a white.
I don't know, but they had a Mexican one too. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole and try to find it.
I'm not a mathematician by any stretch of the means, but I don't think 2 Wongs make a white at all. There's 2 different ethnicities.
It was just so fun. Like, so then there were these people talking about it and stuff, and they were like, they had a couple people that were willing to participate in the documentary that were part of Abercrombie at the height, like the marketing team and like, you know, just like, I forget the like managers or whatever at the corporate level. Right. And, one of the fucking guys is a fucking like, dude, he has a sideways, he's like 45 and he has a sideways hat on and he's like fucking sitting there in the woods and he looks like he's like super strung out or something, dude. He's like fucking, all right, so like we didn't know what. I was like, what the fuck happened to you, bro? Jesus Christ. It was so
life
weird.
at Abercrombie and Fitch is not fun.
Yeah.
Not for the faint of heart, apparently.
Basically they said like, there was a marketing meeting about it, and there were Asian people that were that had a vote,
board.
and they said it was okay. But fucking who knows?
How many zeros were behind their paycheck for it to be okay? That's the real.
Who knows, man?
That's what
and who knows
is.
if that's even true? Who knows if that's even true? You know what I mean? It's just, and I'm not like, it's not the first time a company has done something.
No,
like I just had no idea that it was on that level. I had no fucking idea that it was that intense.
Yeah, me either. I mean. And I think most people who like, there was like high school kids who bought that sweatshirt, not thinking about it and just like thought it was funny, didn't realize the racial implications, or maybe there's sometimes I buy clothes that just I think look cool and that's it. You know, just buy a sweatshirt here and there. That means just like if there's a high school kid, and this is why I hate the term microaggressions, you know, towards people, because people are just wrapped up in their own world, not thinking about like what their effect on somebody else is. You know, so But I don't know. I never really have a point for that. But I just think it's so funny. There was some kid who saw that and like, yeah, this is the sweatshirt for me. But how many levels it had to go through to get to that rack?
That's the point.
That's so crazy to me.
It's so insane, dude. So insane.
Man, what a cool company. It's a shame they're not around really anymore.
Yeah, dude.
What? How do you think they could come back? How do you think they can bring it back? The old pizzazz. Do you think they like go Trump 2024?
Well, they already. They should just stay true to their fucking philosophy, bro. Just go all out,
head in for it. You know?
But instead of like hot fit people, like just fucking fat, fucking drunk ass racist motherfuckers. Like, yeah. And then you're including body image. You're all inclusive, but you're also you're playing to your market.
We're
bro.
checking boxes here, dude. That's amazing. Yeah,
we should do an A&F hood. Fucking white hood. Or like a ripped shirtless guy with just the KKK hood on. That would be true to the brand right there, bro.
God, that's fucking
if they did that.
I really hope they call us so we can pitch them ideas.
Yeah.
Really
okay,
ideas.
guys.
And because I'm on with you, I'm a person of color. They're like, oh, it's okay. Right?
Yeah.
That's all they can care about. And how many zeros are behind that check?
Yes.
That's what matters.
Yes.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dude. So
it's so stupid.
But like that's what they tried to do. The kids, all the Gen Z kids and shit. Like I didn't even know it was still a fucking brand, but apparently like in 2015, I remember seeing this article too. Because in 2015, it was like someone did a story on it, how it's like Abercrombie is considered creepy by teens now because like the times have changed and shit. It's a new generation. And I was like, I didn't even know it was still a fucking store. I was like, 2015, Abercrombie's still around? Like I didn't even think. Like, so they try to, as you've seen the advertisements, they try to rebrand. It's like, normal clothes. It's not like super like ripped dude college-y shit. It's like very just normal fucking clothes, multicultural kids in the ads and shit. And
sales plummeted. Sales plummeted.
Yeah.
This is not what we want. This is America. We want it white.
Culture. It is interesting though. It is interesting because like, there were people in the documentary that mentioned this, and I thought it was a good point, and it was something good to bring up just in general. But culturally right now, I feel like, okay, so back then they were playing on the exclusivity. It was like, hey, you want to be a cool kid, you want to be considered attractive, you want to be considered elite, you wear this stuff. That was the subtle kind of message, and kids bought into it, and they spent all the money on that shit. But then now culturally, that's not really like the culture of young people. Now it's kind of like we want to include everybody. We don't want to put anybody down for being a certain way, and everything is okay, right? Like it's okay to be overweight. It's okay to be, any race. It's okay to be gay. It's okay. Like that's like, it's all inclusive, right?
Yeah.
So that is cool, right? But
to a point,
there was somebody, I forget who it was, but one of the people that was in that documentary said, they're not the first company to do this, to like prey on exclusivity and elitism and stuff. And frankly, it's human nature. Yeah. So that's going to happen again. That's going to come around again. There's still like aspects of that in our society now. Like what about the black card? Yeah. There's a reason why only certain people can get it because they want it to be desirable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
If there's nothing scarcity behind it, what's the point of wanting it? People's like feeling superior holding stuff. Like I remember when I first got like a 700 credit score to my family, I was letting my family know. I was like, I'm better than all you broke motherfuckers. And I'm still broke. I just had a good credit score, but I wanted to flaunt it in their faces. So you just can't help feeling good sometimes. And having a nice Abercrombie and Fitch shirt and their cologne and their ripped jeans just sometimes makes you feel like a better person.
And you wore that stuff in the picture with your credit score.
Yeah, exactly. And I had a puka shell. I found my old puka shell necklace. I put it on, frosted my tips for the occasion. I was like, let's do this. We're going whole hog for it, man.
What was your caption? It's the 700th of the month. I'm in the 700 club.
I'm in the 700 club, guys. Catch up. Like,
it's my I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, would you? Sometimes I had this pondered this thought because as a person of color, I was like always wonder like if white people never came over, what would life be like for me? Like I would have never had what's going on right now. I would never get to meet a lot of people. Like as much as I hate a 40-hour work week, I kind of enjoy my life.
Yeah.
I just wonder like how much more and would I enjoy like farming and gathering vegetables as much as I think I would, because I don't want to work. I don't know. I have that thought like how different life could have been if everybody stayed where they were staying at, Yeah. But I don't know. Chasing a buffalo doesn't sound that exciting after like the third time you're doing it. Maybe the first time, second time is a little heart rate, but after the third and fourth, it gets kind of boring, I would assume.
Speaking of buffalo, what do you feel about Buffalo Wild Wings? Or how do you feel?
Not a huge fan.
No?
No. I like Pluckers better. And they're building one.
So I need to try that. Yeah. So what's the difference between Pluckers and Cluckers? Isn't there two?
There's a Cluckers?
I don't fucking know. I might have made that up.
You might have.
Is there a Cluckers?
Let's see. I think there might be a Cluckers. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, why? What's your... why do you ask that question? That's such an odd question.
You said buffalo.
Oh, and do you like Buffalo Wild Wings?
It's okay. It's a time. There's a time and place for it. That is something where it's like, okay, I'm gonna feel like shit after this.
Oh, okay. Do you get just wings in general?
So yeah, I love wings. I'll get wings. I love wings generally. The problem is what I'm finding, like, as I think I always kind of felt this way to a degree, and I just never really was like in tune with it.
Mm-hmm.
Ranch, as much as I love ranch, dude, I love the taste of some good ass ranch.
Yeah,
it fucks with me. Like, it's not good for you, dude.
The dairy.
It's not good. It's. I think it's just the combination. It's the heaviness of it. It's mayo based, and mayonnaise. As much as I like mayo, I'm not against mayo. It's not good for you though. It's not good. You know what I mean? It's not good for you. Like, at least the processed kind,
being made. I'm a blue cheese person.
That's traditionally what you're supposed to eat wings with.
Yeah, and whoever brought ranch along, disgusting. Burn them at the stake.
Like in Buffalo, New York, where buffalo wings were invented.
Okay.
This is true. I
believe you.
Yeah, I just recently found this out a couple years ago.
You could be lying to me about everything.
No. You are supposed to eat. That's where I found out because I was up there.
Mm-hmm.
You are supposed to eat wings with blue cheese dressing. Ranch is like kind of a new, thing. Not the authentic thing.
Don't like it. I enjoy blue cheese. I am a buffalo wing guy aficionado apparently, and I didn't even know that. Do you always get hot? What's your heat level here?
Mid.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to because I went to one of the restaurants. It wasn't the restaurant because that's an arguable thing in Buffalo, New York.
I could imagine
the restaurant where the buffalo wing was invented.
Yeah.
Realistically, the answer is that it's probably at a couple of different places, but they did start there, hence buffalo wings.
Yeah.
One of the places that's super famous called Duff's. It's fucking really good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Best wings I probably ever had. Some people were like, it's a wing everywhere. There's a wing here, there's a wing there. No, they were really fucking good. The place that's supposedly where they invented it, I didn't think that place was as good as the Duff's.
Really? So if I go to Buffalo, New York, go to Duff's.
That's what I would recommend.
Okay.
If you ask someone from there, they're going to tell you, whoa, look, everybody's going to have an
here,
opinion.
You stupid fuck.
Yeah, everybody's going to have an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like asking people about barbecue in Texas or some shit, or fucking, but anyway, so Duff's, dude, talk about heat. They have like the nuclear ass fucking heat level thing. Bro, there was a table behind us, okay, when I was in this Duff's restaurant.
Shit.
They got the hottest thing, just kind of as like, not to necessarily eat as a meal, but like just to try it.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was so fucking hot. I felt the heat of it.
Isn't that great?
Like in my eyes.
Yeah.
And there was the table behind me.
Isn't that insane? Like what heat can do? Because I was like, I'll smell a hot sauce and I don't have any to eat it yet. I just start breaking off into a sweat. I was like, how is this fucking possible? I haven't consumed it. It's just the smell.
It's because it's oil. It's an oil.
Is it the oil that you're inhaling?
That's why, like, when you eat something really spicy, like the big mistake that a lot of people make is milk, because that'll neutralize it. That'll make it. Is it soluble or whatever the fuck the term is? It'll break it up. It'll break it up molecular on the molecular level, and it'll neutralize it.
I thought you were gonna say the biggest mistake people make is scratching up genitalia after touching something spicy.
Oh.
Have you ever done that?
No.
Oh man, that'll fucking.
I've heard. So the only reason I knew not to do that is actually because my mom told me. She's like, be careful because like jalapenos and stuff. Yeah. Be careful because it's like the seeds and the fucking oils. It gets. It's not just a taste. It's a oil. So it'll get on your fingers. And like, don't go to the bathroom. Because then you'll touch there and everything. So
you want to hear a fun story?
Sure.
I like to cook. I like my food spicy.
Oh, let me finish the last fucking thing because I like
remember.
this. I like where you're going with this. I believe in your story. I think it's got a lot of potential. But
I hope you eat the podcast after your story. That's it,
dude. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, dude. Duff's. Okay. So this guy, I could feel the heat. Like I talk about the oil. I could feel it. Right. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. The kid tried it. I didn't even see him. Well, a college kid.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like,
dude.
That's like an 8-year-old. It's like, let's fucking do it.
This dude is probably 21, whatever. Okay. Who the fuck knows? Okay, I didn't really see him that much, but I heard him because once he tried it, he was like, oh, God. He was like, fuck. Yes. Like, dude, it's like, why do people even eat that, bro? That's not supposed to naturally go in your body. But then again, it's a cultural thing, too, because one time I ate at a Thai restaurant. You know how they do the stars?
Yeah.
I used to go to this Thai restaurant all the time in college, and I asked the guy, because I've been in there so many times. I said, like, how many stars would you say is like in the food that you would eat, right? Because this was a Thai guy, right? And he goes, like 45. I'm like, 45 fucking stars.
Damn, dude.
Jesus. Anyway, sorry. So you like to cook.
I like to cook. I got distracted. I wanted to say something about the hot thing, but I forgot. Yeah, I like to cook. I like my food spicy. I don't like it that spicy where it's unenjoyable, but I do like heat. I like to suffer while I eat because I think people don't suffer enough in this life. So I just think a little bit more spice will just make you go. So I was cutting up some jalapenos and I was feeling myself, but I had an itch and I completely forgot because it was one of the first things I cut up and I was cooking and I went to go scratch everything down there.
Wow.
I'm cooking for myself. So like if you're getting grossed out, like I touch my own dick. Like it's not a big deal to me. So it's whatever. And I go to scratch and it just starts burning automatically. And I'm just like, holy shit, I'm a fucking idiot. And so I'm just like trying to figure out how to get this off. So I get obviously water and start putting it on there. It's like, it's not cooling off at all. So I have to get a bowl of milk and
Wow. Yeah. Why are you censoring yourself? You put your balls in some milk.
Yeah. It's just like,
this is an NBC,
it's so
dude.
Embarrassing. I'm just like, I had to just like give my balls and dick a milk jacuzzi,
bath.
a milk bath. And I'm just like, this is like something I don't want ever to do again.
That's
like,
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's just like, and I gave that milk to my cat.
So it had some heat on there, right?
Yeah.
Did it become addicted to the heat milk? Did it like the heat?
I found the cat behind an Asian restaurant. So like, not because they were eating him, because he was a stray cat.
I like how you put it up.
He was a stray cat.
Because
I don't want people to think anything. He was just eating leftovers.
Well, but no, that would make sense because that would be in line with what you're saying. Because if you found him alive behind there, certainly they weren't eating him.
Yeah, I just don't want.
You wouldn't have fucking found him if they were making a cat.
That's very true. I just don't want to make any more stereotypes. Like, America seems to hate Asians a lot. And I only go by the wars that we've done. You know, if you count them off, we had Japan, Korea, Vietnam. That's 3 right there. I'm sure we've done some more skullduggery over there.
But they all hate each other too. The different Asian countries.
They do, but we didn't like go in. They're not going in and killing other people.
Hey, right now we're balancing it out though. We're at war with, we're at war, but we're in conflict.
Yeah, conflict.
We're in heated conflict with another white country.
Yeah,
we're
funding white people to kill other white people.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I
think everybody is.
Yeah, I really don't care.
It's okay.
I stopped caring about like any type of war. Like after COVID, like that was like, I was like, I kind of wish I had kids during that, like school age kids, because that was like an experience for like kids that age. Because hopefully they'll never have to deal with anything like that again. But like after that, I was like, I was done. I was just like, man, I don't give a shit about anything anymore, man. I was like, that was supposed to be like everyone's dying. You had all that video of people like dropping dead in the streets and like freezer trucks full of bodies, and like after that, like I'm desensitized. It's like watching the first like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then like you got kind of scared, but you watch it again and you're just like, it's not that.
Yeah, it's scary. Nothing. Yeah, it's so slow and shit.
Yeah, and now we're on war. I'm just like,
yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Dude, isn't it crazy when you go back and watch movies from like the 70s or even 80s, some 90s shit? It's so funny how like the blatant like not even the racism is kind of there in certain things, like where you're like fuck, but really more so is the fucking sexism.
Oh,
like that's God, the real shit, bro.
It's so crazy.
Like they're just casual fucking like scenes that aren't supposed to be like making a statement about it. It's supposed to be like depicting just everyday shit.
Yeah.
Like doctors that like have the nurse and they're like, "Good job, Cindy." Yeah. Like they just like smack. She's like, "Oh,
thank you, doctor."
Yeah. It's like Jesus Christ, bro.
It's amazing. Yeah. I always love.
If you did that now, you just get fucking fired.
That's unfortunate.
Like in the movie, if you put that in a movie,
you would get
fired.
Yeah. Even if they allowed it into the movie and it came into the theaters, it would be complained about by other people outside of that.
Well, it would have to be like a scene where it's like, this guy is a piece of shit.
Yeah, but if they don't acknowledge it as that, they're like, they're okay.
You wouldn't be able to do it. No one would approve that.
But as bad as that was, like those bad movies, like they always had naked women for no reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, as bad as they were, like, because if you watch like scary movies, like the original Halloween, it's a great movie.
Great movie.
I can watch that over and over again.
That's a great one.
Yeah. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, still pretty good. But once you get past that, it just became like tits. I'm just like, I can deal with that. Like, they're not good movies. There's no good writing. There's no good thought process. But like, there's tits in here, so that's all I really need to be like as a prepubescent boy. Like, it's what I want.
Oh God!
Even as an adult, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, if I just see tits, like I'm on Instagram a lot, and I'm just seeing like girls with big tits. I'm just like, this is what the world wants. Just huge knockers.
That's it, dude.
That's all. I mean, I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself here. You didn't seem too on board about that one.
No, I'm with you. I'm listening. I'm taking it in.
I just thought you liked hungry tits or something, but it's whatever.
Hungry tits.
Small.
Oh,
cups,
is that what those are called?
Yeah, we'll call them on the streets. You gotta feed them. Feed them up.
On Berry Street.
Yeah, on Berry Street. You see a girl with some big old honkers on Berry Street. Like, I don't understand. Like, what's the biggest pair of tits you've ever seen? Like, just not even.
I don't even know,
dude. But you've seen girls with like just huge like G cups before.
Yeah.
Like, not like you've seen them like topless or anything, but you've seen girls like with huge.
Yeah.
I saw a girl like that size. Like, at what point is this like? Do you just like give up on bra shopping? Do you give up on support? Do you just try to just? Well, how do you live your life?
Dude,
I
don't know.
So I guess it goes to the same like a guy with like a huge dick and like every time he goes to take a shit and just falls in the water. How?
Yeah, dude. I think if that's, it
has to be like dead even between the two. Like what has to be worse?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. You think of some interesting things, bro.
Yeah,
I think of some interesting things,
dude.
Going back to the COVID thing, what I was thinking of?
What
is just because I don't want to forget. Okay, so like the interesting thing is they're talking about like, oh well, this was a pandemic, but it's like not. It's like a mild one because like we could have something way worse that actually wipes out like a huge percentage of people and really kills people. But like, haven't you heard like those arguments where it's like, well, if something's really that crazy and out of control, then it doesn't get that far because everybody just dies.
Yeah,
it doesn't spread. It's not like enough to spread around. So like the plague, I think a lot of that stuff was because you go like, well, that killed like a third of the earth or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but that was because maybe there wasn't as much education. There wasn't as much sanitary.
They were sending ravens out for.
There wasn't as much knowledge about hygiene too.
Yeah.
So like people didn't understand. There wasn't media that could say like, hey, this is what's causing this shit. It was kind of just like word of mouth and like newspapers, and who fucking reads, right?
No, I still can't.
Maybe that's why I don't get the British jokes.
You're not smart enough, eh? I don't know what accent I did there.
Yeah, that was fucking.
It was a mixture of stupidity right there.
That was like
I'm sorry.
A Canadian who doesn't get out much.
Yeah, well, COVID. What do you want from me, dude? I couldn't leave the house. Yeah, I don't know.
Was that another accent?
That one right there.
Yeah.
It's just what's so funny is like I don't think I have an actual accent. I think I talk normally, but I went to Brooklyn, and people were like, "You're from Texas," and I was like, how can you tell? And like you have an accent, and I don't twang my words at all.
You have a very subtle one.
Oh,
very subtle. It's not like crazy though.
Yeah.
It's not out of control.
Then maybe I should. But they picked up on it, which is very impressive. But
just like you can tell if somebody's from the East Coast.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't want to meet those people.
No,
not at all. What's good on the East Coast?
A lot of
couple
things.
You don't want to bury yourself. You're like, I just talked about buffalo wings.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
Quite a few things. Well, that's the fucking weird thing though, dude. Buffalo, like, I didn't even know this till I went there. That whole shit, upstate New York, is like totally fucking different. That's more like fucking Canadians than fucking like your classical like East Coast like stereotypes like Brooklyn, fucking New York, Boston. Dude, those fools up there, like they talk like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in Buffalo, everybody kind of talks like this.
Wow, that's wild. I should go visit it. My friend's from Buffalo. Well, Rochester, but he's
like, hey, your name's Marc.
Yeah,
well, you're Marc.
Don't like that.
You're Marc Plata, right?
Yeah, that's way too nice.
Yeah, I know your comedy. Yeah. Like that's how fucking people in Buffalo talk.
That is so like it's so weird that it's New York also, but it's crazy how an 11-mile island can just be the identity for a whole state, those people just get looked over completely just because it is really rural in that part of New York, but all anybody cares about is rats and trash and buildings stacked on top of each other. And I don't quite understand it. Like I love the idea of New York City, but I don't think I could ever live there personally.
It's definitely, I don't know if I could either. It's a cool place to visit, but yeah, dude.
Yeah, visit is about it. Like I've seen too many rats and home. Like you ever ride the subway system there? I assume you did.
I've eaten a Subway sandwich.
Oh,
yeah, I've ridden the subway system.
Not a good choice. Oh man, while I was there, because they don't have public restrooms in New York because of all the homeless people, and I didn't know that. I'm just so used to having them here, and like to get inside the restroom, you have to buy something, and there was a line at the Starbucks, and I was like, oh my god, I'm about to fucking piss my pants. I need to go to the restroom, and my goal was to just hang by the restroom, wait for someone to open the door, and jump in there, right?
Yeah.
You going for it?
Fuck yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
It's the end of the fucking pod. Dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And it was some zebra cake.
Yeah. It's a delicacy, buddy. Have you ever had one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are fucking delicious.
Been a long time.
You're welcome.
Been a long time.
You hear that, Diego and Brian? You stupid Moochie Donuts. Fucking better than you, dude. America classic right here.
Fucking Brian's so funny, dude.
Yeah, I think I got confused for him by another.
Do you know him?
No, I don't. But I think I met
Very cool guy.
I met a black lady, and she was like, "Hey, hold on, let's go somewhere."
Okay.
She was like, "Hey, I think I saw you in Dallas." And she talked to the guy she was with, and she's like, "Didn't we see him in Dallas?" And he looked at me, he was like, No, we did not. And she was like, "You look just like him." So she thought I looked like Brian.
What?
I know.
You guys don't look at, you're not even the same race. You don't look anything alike.
I know. It's where it goes to show that black people have internalized racism. Thank you, white people. She couldn't help herself.
Well, as a white male, I'm going to not comment on that.
Just trying to paint you in a corner. Anyway, back to my piss story. So I'm sitting there and they're taking forever, dude. And then I just start pacing like you do when you're trying to hold it. And I find a stairwell. And New York is so weird because it's just like a subterranean basement. I just went to the stairwell and just pissed. And I was like, the worst that could happen is I get like an indecent exposure ticket in a city that but I was like, I could be homeless. Like, what are they going to do? So I just pissed in a stairwell, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, the thing like New York, Chicago have kind of unique things where like it's normal for people just to get on the subway and do shit for money. Like you'll get a guy that gets on there and just goes like, "Attention everybody, these are the things I've lived and learned. You take life at every turn." Like they just start rapping for money and like dudes doing backflips down the fucking subway cars and like they have the guy behind them like holding out change and shit.
That's amazing.
Like, holding out a bucket for change.
Yeah.
I mean, just fucking, crazy shit, dude.
There's a lot of crazy. Like that's like at least like he has something prepared. And he's ready to show his work and possibly get some monetary gains. They're delicious. You get some monetary gains out of it. There's just a lot of crazy people who just hang out on the subway, and I'm just like, this is amazing. Like this is their whole life, because we have homeless people here also, but they're pretty like they walk their miles, and this guy's just taking the A train to anywhere he wants, and he has his own little setup. What a life to live,
Mm-hmm.
All underground. I don't think he gets much sunlight.
What's really funny is when I was in Austin, there were quite a few homeless people there.
For what I've heard.
But coming like with the LA experience of a level of homelessness and a level of aggression of homeless people, San Francisco too, that's like fucking like, "Hey, white boy, give me $1,
It's San Francisco.
No. And LA.
In LA, okay.
In the right neighborhoods. And he's like, "No, dude, you have to learn to like, for those kinds of people, like, dude, homeless veteran, like I feel for him, like, hey, yeah, give him some money. You don't know what a guy's been through. Help some people
because you're a pro.
But people that are like, hey, give me this shit. Fuck you. Like you have to be aggressive. Shitty to them. Yeah, because that's the only way they're gonna fucking leave you alone. Because like they're hoping people are gonna be like, ooh, and like kind of startle them into giving them money. And like those kind of people, you gotta be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, because I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Or like, because you're being a dick.
Yeah.
So this dude fucking I was with Earl the legendary Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
I was in Austin with him and I was standing outside the bar.
Where did he go?
Oh God, who knows?
Where in the world is Earl Campbell?
So fucking I was outside of a bar with him and this homeless dude walks up and goes like, "Hey, can you go?" They had like a big Gatorade cooler full of water, like for people to just get cups of water, but it was like we were out on the patio, right? On 6th Street. And this Gatorade cooler was like deep into the bar. It was like 30 feet away. I'm talking, man. I'm sitting here. I'm having a conversation. I'm talking to some people. And he's like, "Hey, go get me a cup of water." And it's obvious why he's asking me to get him because he's obviously not allowed in there.
Yeah.
He's probably been in there before and they told him don't come in here anymore, right? Yeah. So he can't get
together real quickly.
He's trying, because I mean, like, it's not my first rodeo. I'm standing outside and I'm like, he's like, "Go get me a cup of water." I'm like, no. And like Earl, a couple other people are kind of looking at me like, and like, and like the dude's like, "What you drinking?" And I was like, "It's a Red Bull." And he's like, "Can I have it?" I'm like, "No,
hell no,
no."
It's like $6 at a bar. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just standing there. I'm like, "No," like, and then the guy just walks away. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then they were like, "Well, that was pretty confrontational." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. That was nothing."
See, that's sad is that they think that's confrontational, where you're just kind of standing your ground.
They're not. Well, they're not even. They weren't saying I was. They were. I think they were saying, yeah. And to me, that's nothing.
Yeah,
dude. You know what I mean? Like
that was low level for you.
Yeah, that was low level for me. And I'm not saying like because I'm bad at. I'm just saying I'm used to.
You're used to beating homeless people with chairs.
Yes.
Let them know that
when they're asleep, not bothering anybody in the middle of the night, defenseless. Yes.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
Just let them have
beating
it.
defenseless people.
Why don't you get a job? Don't you like?
Dude, like fucking being on drugs and being homeless by choice.
Yeah.
Okay, by choice. When I was fucking like 17, 18, dude, I slept in fucking Golden Gate Park. Like when I was up, I like traveled through San Francisco and the Bay Area and stuff. Mm-hmm. Dude, with a bunch of other kids, with like a girl and shit. We got a futon from somebody's trash and hauled it into the fucking park and slept in it. It's like, you have any idea how dangerous that was? We could have been beaten. God. We could have been murdered. We could have been fucking raped. Could have been drugged, like all kinds of shit. I would never fucking do that now. Are you kidding me? I would never fucking do that.
That's crazy.
The shit you do when you're young and ignorant, dude.
Well, I think you did a lot more than the average kid does when they're young and ignorant.
Yeah, maybe, but everybody's got their own version of shit.
Yeah,
right?
I've raced a car that had not raced a car. I've sped uncontrollably, and I almost killed like 4 or 5 people. And I was just like, probably not my best move.
I've driven a Honda Civic over 80 miles an hour.
It wasn't even a Honda. It was a Suzuki. Like, do you know what that?
Fuck yeah. What about a Suzu? Remember those?
Oh yeah, the Suzu Rodeo was one of like the best SUV vehicles they ever made, but they stopped making them.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually a really good vehicle. They run pretty well, but homeless people. There's something I want to say. I had an encounter with a homeless lady. I think she was homeless. Because I work in the hood, and she asked me for a bag of chips because I work for a chip company. And I was like, hold on, let me do my job. I'll come talk to you after. And then she comes at me after I'm leaving. I have my headphones in, and she's behind me. I turn around, and she's eating something, and she starts talking to me with her mouth full. Now, first off, that's disgusting to me. Like, I don't expect you to have a lot of manners, but like, you know, swallow the food. But she was like, where's that $1 you're going to give me? And it went from a bag of chips to $1. I was like, bitch, you ain't getting shit from me now. And that was that. But to you, what you said, after that, she was like, done. She understood that I had no patience for her, and she did her own thing somewhere else. I was just like, God, sometimes you just got to be a little bit more aggressive to homeless people. Yeah.
Dude, I got no problem with everybody's like saying, hey, spare change, can I get $1? I do. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I even like the one I'm most likely to give is the dude that has a sign or says straight up, I need crack. Yeah. You know, I need beer. Right? I need weed.
I appreciate
I'm not going to lie. I need drugs. Like, I fucking love that. That's fucking great because it's like funny and honest.
Yeah.
And you're having some fun with it, right?
Yeah.
The thing I hate the most, dude, it's not even the fucking, hey, white boy, give me $1 or whatever. I don't mind that because at least it's like, hey, fucking, it's a tactic. I respect the tactic. It's not going to work on me, but I respect the tactic.
Acknowledge you as
and
a
I
person.
know it works with some people, which is why they do it. So if it's working for them, more power to them. My thing that I hate, dude, is the fucking dude that's like, hey man, I'm Clarence or I'm Josh, you know, like, you know, and they try to, what are you doing, man? How's your night going? It's like, okay, it's 2:30 in the morning and I'm at a fucking racetrack gas station, bro. Like, it's not conversation time. No. This is not small talk fucking walking in the park.
Yeah. Sunbreak to sunset is probably talking hours. After that, you just kind of leave me alone. I'm not trusting you. I actually had someone come up to me because I work in the hood. There's a lot of homeless people out there. And he was just like, hey, man, it's one of the craziest experiences of my life. He was like, hey, man, I got to get back to North Carolina, specifically Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And I was like, why? He was just like, man, I left basic training. And I left it for the one thing that my drill instructor told me not to leave it for. Pussy. I left for some pussy.
What if he was like, cock?
Yeah, I wish.
I left for cock.
And I was like, you left North Carolina and you got to Texas for pussy? And he was just like, yeah. I was like, was it good? And he was just like, not the best. And he was like, the worst thing about it, that bitch took everything I had the next morning. My wallet's gone. All I got is my dog tags on me. I got to get back to Fort Bragg. And I was like, dude, that's a wild story. I was like, it's a shame you're 45 years old. Otherwise, I'd buy it. I was like, how long has he been running that story?
I know, he started it in 2002 and shit.
Dude, and then I see him literally the next day. He comes up to me with the same story. And I was like, let me guess. You're going to Fort Bragg? He was like, yeah, I got to get back there. I was just like, it's been a day. I was like, you could have gotten
you could at least be fucking 50 miles away by now.
You could have made some headway that way. I was just like, I'll give you a bag of chips, but that's about it, dude.
Have you seen Falling Down?
What is that?
That's a movie. It's an awesome classic fucking 90s movie with Michael Douglas. He's the dude who like just basically snaps.
I know the movie,
and he goes
but I've
around
never
and
seen
fucking
it.
blowing up on people everywhere.
Yeah.
He's walking through a park, and this fucking guy comes up to him, right? And he's like, "Hey man, like I ran out of gas, because that's a hustle, a gas hustle. That's a popular one in LA. Like, hey, you get the can. Like I ran out. It's popular in a lot of places, but that's just like where I saw it. Like, hey man, I got gas, and you have the can on you, so it seems credible.
Oh yeah.
So he goes, no problem. Where's your car? He's like, what? He's like, where's your car? He said you ran out of gas. You need money for gas. Where's the car? And then he's like, oh, it's far away. And he's like, so you just walked far away. And then like he calls bullshit on that. I forget the sequence, but then he's like, that's a hell of a way to treat a vet, man. He's like, what, Vietnam? You must have been 12 years old. What are you talking about? And he's like, the Gulf. And he's like, what? He's like, dude, he gets him. Like he gets him way better, like stages and then the guy just goes, just fucking give me some money, man. Just give me some money.
Did he give him money after that?
I
gotta watch.
remember.
I've heard good things about this movie, but I've actually never seen it, man.
I think he just hands him a bag full of guns or something.
He does go on a rampage in that movie.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh,
I enjoy that.
Big time.
I think it's I'm surprised it doesn't happen more,
Yeah.
As much as like bullshit that's going on, like you think people would snap more. But
you should watch the documentary. Actually, my buddy directed it. It's a fucking I forget the name of it, but it's easy to look up. It's on Netflix. It's the guy in like a small town in Colorado that fucking made his like indestructible fucking
tank.
Yeah,
the bulldozer guy.
He just fucking started fucking motherfuckers up.
He is my fucking idol, dude. I was just like, I don't remember his. I can't remember his name.
That guy's great though.
Yeah, I was just like, this guy's a hero. I was like, this is what a real patriot looks like. You don't storm the Capitol. I'm not paying these fucking because it was about taxes or something like that.
Yeah, he got ripped off.
Yeah,
it was something about business or taxation or it was something about him getting his business getting run out by somebody or some shit like that.
And they weren't the city wasn't helping. The fact that they're on the other side and like trying to get him out of there, and he was just like.
So he was just like, fuck it, last resort.
Like you are supposed to represent me, like you're in office by our votes, and here you are working against your own citizen. I'm just like, I like this guy.
It would be a lot funnier though if he was like, it was like, dude, he gets out of the tank finally and it's like dying breath. I'm like, why did you do this, man? He's like, they stopped carrying little W's at the store. Like just something like dumb. Like, fucking don't have skim milk anymore.
No, he would be all for organic whole milk right there. He want whole milk and little Debbie snack cakes would be the thing he wants right there. You
know how the Unabomber, like Ted Kaczynski, like have you ever seen any documentaries or read anything?
Yeah.
I've seen so much because all people like that fascinate me. Not admire, but it's fascinating. Yeah. It really is fascinating. The guy's a fucking super mathematical genius, and he could go one way, but then certain circumstances in his life and his personality problems, like his mental problems, take him the other. Yeah. It's like evil genius kind of shit. That's like a real life supervillain kind of thing. Like use your powers for bad. One of the interesting things is
now, I'm sorry because I am a little ignorant. What did he do?
Unabomber. So he was the guy that sent bombs in the mail to people. It was like a big problem, and it was before our time. A lot of it, like he got caught in the mid '90s, and that was after he started in the '70s, I think.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? And they could never find him for decades. They could never track him, because he was super smart about it. So lo and behold, only way they even found him is because his brother recognized the wording in some of his letters, and he turned him in. And then
Can't trust family.
They did the evidence stacked up. He was living in a cabin that had no electricity in rural Montana in the woods. And the interesting thing, the reason I was going to bring it up is there was a neighbor of his that obviously they had no idea what he was doing. Right? They just thought he was like a hermit. Yeah, just a shut in. But what was interesting is they said, I forget I think it was a husband and wife, but they would periodically talk, and I think they had like a dealing one time of like about they were building something. Like he was helping him build a fence or helping him build something on his little property where he had this cabin. The dude the down the road neighbor or whatever. And he said that something that kind of caught him by surprise was, and I don't think he told these people his background really, because he was like in his teens at Harvard.
Oh, shit.
He became a fucking tenured mathematics professor when he was like 26.
Okay, so he was
a super genius, like a mathematical genius, dude. And he was saying like when they were doing the math of like calculating like how much wood they would need or some shit, like, or the weight of something, or how he did it like super fast. You know what I mean? And this dude was like a builder. So he knew how to build things, but he's not a math whiz. So he was like kind of caught out. He was like, fuck. what the fuck? Because this dude, he was like, oh, it's going to need to be like this number. And he was like, fuck, that was fast, bro.
Yeah.
That's not average. Like somebody just calculated that in their fucking head. So that was like kind of like who is this fucking guy? You know what I'm saying?
Question the head right there.
It's like not your average Joe.
Yeah.
Right there,
There's a lot of people that live out here and they're not that smart.
Yeah. It was kind of like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. That's questionable.
Yeah. So like he had to sit there and go, yeah, he's right. You know?
It's a shame he didn't go into fence building.
Yeah.
Could have really had a good career. I mean, sending bombs is pretty neat. He wouldn't be remembered if he didn't do that.
Yeah.
He'd just be a fence builder.
Well, dude, we're fucking way over time. We gotta fucking stop it,
sorry.
dude. No, I love it, dude. Thanks for coming by again. Come by as much as you want, whenever you want.
Need me.
Even when I'm not here, just hit record.
Okay.
Set up a podcast.
I actually have one question for you,
dude. Go for it.
Because you have a lot of people coming in and out of your house to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you ever think because it's only men that's been here? Do you ever think the neighbors have weird thoughts about what's going on in this house?
Random guys doing it.
Weekly, on a weekly
I had
basis.
A female guest scheduled, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Had to reschedule.
Who was it?
We'll see. It's a surprise
damn,
guest.
It's a surprise. It's me.
Surprise guest.
All right. I was just curious about if you even talk to your neighbors. I assume you really don't.
No, I assume you don't.
Well, I don't talk to my neighbors.
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
Well, I did.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you say, hey, how's it going? You know.
Yeah, and keep your mouth to yourself.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's so sporadic though, bro, and it's at night a lot of the time. I doubt everyone even notices.
Oh, okay.
That's what's cool about here, bro. People just keep to themselves.
I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like mind your own business and all that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like you don't have that fucking old lady that keeps tabs on everybody in the neighborhood, and
Gladys.
And he's a drinker, like a
he's an alcoholic.
Yeah,
he has one beer a night.
And then him right there, him down the street in the cul-de-sac, he likes to have late night parties.
Oh yeah,
they're divorced.
It's 8 p.m.
And he likes his sex parties.
It's Tupperware.
Yeah. Fuck. All right, man. Well, dude, come back anytime. Thanks to everybody for listening, man. Crux Nation, Crux, yeah. Fuck off. Good night. Bye.
Let me hear you say Crux, yeah.